So your name is getting a live-action adaptation, and I know what you're thinking. I don't know why people are so mad about having the most popular anime film of recent memory being remade into a live-action film from a Western perspective would grind so many gears. I think it's a great idea. Even the Japanese executives that sold the rights to the film license think so. I mean, it's not like live-action anime films have been critical and box office failures, right? Well, except for these ones. Those were good. And besides, it even has that guy that produced the new Star Wars movies, and nobody was mad about those. They even got the guy that directed 500 Days of Summer on board, which is basically your name. I mean, they could just remake that instead. It's been 10 years since that movie came out, you could just remake it and nobody would care. Well, a lot of people seem to be concerned that the film might be considered offensive. Well, that's okay. I'm sure Hollywood found the best writer to represent Native American culture, since that's how they're going to explain the magical body swap. Besides, maybe we want to see a man inside of a Native American woman's body grope herself. Oh, that might not translate well into live action. But instead of just talking about the pre-production, let's just watch the movie and see what happens. Now you might be thinking, the movie hasn't come out yet, silly. And that's where you're wrong, because I'm from the future, and I've already seen the movie. I'm just relaying messages to the past in order to prevent a catastrophe. Now the biggest change that I've noticed is that they completely got rid of the backstory of the main characters. You don't get to see the lives of Terry or, Maka, yeah, that's easy to pronounce. And this new creative direction of removing all the culture and tradition was a great idea, because nobody cares about that. It's not like it was that important for Maka's character or the main motivation on why she wanted to be a handsome boy living in Chicago, which thematically emphasized the theme of contrast between the two worlds. That stuff was boring. We only care about the action, which this movie delivers. Look at that boy groping herself. It's not sexual assault if it's your own body. After that, the movie moves on, and Maka, or Terry, the movie doesn't really do a good job explaining who's in whose body. Anyways, Maka meets up with her dad, and he tells her that he has to perform a ghost dance in order to appease the buffalo spirits. Now in the original film, Mitsuha participated in a tradition of creating a kuchikamizaki, which is a form of sake involving saliva, which for some people was seen as an innuendo of a girl spitting out a huge load in her mouth. The Hollywood version decided to opt out of the innuendo and decided to get more literal, in the form of Maka being tied up by the red strings of faith, and at this point, the movie stops being a respectful adaptation and now you're just watching a bunch of rich dicks f***ing your favorite franchise. You know, Hollywood, I know it's really tempting to remake live-action anime films because they're probably really cheap to acquire, but you could just remake Freaky Friday.